Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. Don't cry for Keir Starmer. Poor old Keir Starmer. He's had a week of hell. It's been a week of hell for him. He thought that the beginning of this week was going to be an okay week for him. He was going to have no distractions for him. He was just going to have a nice quiet week, and then bang! Last weekend, more Epstein files came out, and this time was the Prince of Darkness, Boogeyman, the Boogeyman that keep causing trouble for Starmer. Like I've said, Starmer has had a week of hell, and it's a week he'll never forget. And of course, yesterday he gave a news conference, didn't he? He was there to talk about something else. But unfortunately, the Prince of Darkness, Peter Mandelson, got in the way. And Starmer said he was fuming. He was incandescent with rage. Well, that's nothing for how the people of this country feel towards him. People of this country are raging at him, are don't like him. He's the most hated prime minister this country's ever had. And come the next election, that's if Starmer is still prime minister come the next election and still leading the Labour Party. He won't be there. He won't be leading them or a prime minister after the next election. The man is finished. He's trying everything, isn't he, to try and spin himself out of this mess he's got himself into. He's trying to deflect from what's happening to him. He's now blaming others. He's now starting to blame others for it. He's even blaming MI5 and MI6 for the problems. Starmer Starmer, this is your own making. You appointed the Prince of Darkness, Mandelson, as our ambassador, and therefore you've got to live with the consequences of your actions. Starmer says he didn't know about Mandelson's connections with Epstein. Of course he did. Of course Starmer knew. What a liar Starmer is. He couldn't tell the truth if he tried, could he? No wonder he's in so much trouble. And already the the Labour coup started. Already them lining up to replace him. I don't think Starmer is going to have such a good weekend. He's going to have a terrible weekend. I mean, he says the shocking headlines in the newspapers about Mandelson. Well, the reason why, and he says he doesn't read newspapers. Well, the reason why he doesn't read the newspapers is because of all the criticism of him. And he also doesn't read newspapers because of his poll ratings. They're tanking. Goodness knows how much lower they're going to go now. Now this has happened. I shouldn't think they can go much lower. And and Raina, she's now said she's ready to mount a challenge. Can you see what it was going to be? What it'd be going to be like if she becomes prime minister? If Starmer is forced out and she becomes prime minister? What a nightmare that'd be! If she ever became Prime Minister, there would nobody left in this country. Everybody would emigrate and live in another country. They wouldn't want to be governed by that lefty, that, that hard left nut job, Rayner, because that's what she is. Can you imagine the nightmare what would follow if she become Prime Minister? Let's hope she never gets the job. But who else is there to replace Starmer? There's nobody else except for that elf and buffoon Lammy. There's talk of him wanting to be Prime Minister. He's another one, another idiot who can't do anything right. He's always making a complete mess of everything. What a nightmare scenario it'll be if either Rayner or Lammy was to become Prime Minister, especially Rayner. I mean, she's got a 1 million war chest to fight a leadership challenge, to mount a leadership challenge. It's like I've said in a previous video about Angela Rayner. Where did she get all this money from? How did she get it? Who gave it her? There must be some rich folks that are giving her the money, probably Labour supporters. I mean, Rayner has said in the past that she hates rich people. She wants to tax rich people out of existence, but she's quite happy to receive donations from the ones she hates the most, the rich people. But going back to Starmer, don't shed any tears for him because he doesn't deserve any sympathy whatsoever for what he's done to this country since he's become Prime Minister. He's destroyed this country. No wonder Hemi Baker not called him an ex-communist, a communist, at question time on Wednesday. You see his face because there is rumours going around that he used to be a communist, Starmer, in his younger days. And yesterday in his speech he said, I've got a working class background. Well, he wouldn't know what a working class background is, Starmer. He's a liar. He's never done an hard day's work in his life. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.